Alrighty then, let's suppose that you want to use Pages on your iPad to graph one line of data, not multiple lines, but just one line of data. And let's use an example that we encountered in physical science. For example, the mass of a boat, for example, in the cup and bucket challenge, against the mass of the displaced water by each boat. Okay, so that was an example of an assignment we had. Okay, I'm going to click Open Pages. I'm going to add a new document. I'm just going to get a blank document. So as you are typing up the answers to your questions, whatever, as before in videos, you're going to add a chart, okay? And in this particular case, 2D charts, I'm going to go down to scatter plot. Okay, now notice there are two obvious lines in here, so I'm going to edit the data. I'm going to go in the back, and this entire section here, I'm going to delete. Okay, notice there was a whole other section with another XY. So all I want is one XY line. And that's going to be the x-axis. I want to plot the mass of my boat, and the y-axis I want to plot the mass of the displaced water by the boats. And since the lab required 4 boats, there should be 4 points on this graph, 4 boat masses and 4 displaced waters. Each x and y results in 1 point on the graph and 1 line. Okay, so for my title, you can actually delete this if you want. I might just do that. And you don't need to worry about it because unless you have 2 lines, there's really no reason to have a legend up there. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And so let's say we have 41.2 grams was your first boat and 42.1 grams was the displaced water. 78.2, 0, let's go 55.5, 56.0, and 61.6, and 62.1. Alright, so let's say those are our 4 data points that we want to use. The rest of this I'm just going to delete, because we don't need to use the rest of these lines and columns. So I should have these 4 points. Okay, on the left, on the x, is the mass of the boat in grams, and the y is the mass of the displaced water in grams. Now, you don't need to worry about putting those units in here because you'll take care of that on the chart. I'm going to click Done. Click Done, you should see something like that. Okay. Now, in this case, I'm going to now do my paintbrush. I'm going to go Chart Options, x-axis, I'm going to turn the title on. Y-axis, I'm going to turn the title on. Okay, double tap here. Mass of boat. And that's going to be in grams. Perfect. And then this one, so I can double tap it, there we go. This is mass displaced water, also in grams. Okay, so now I have my mass of boat, mass of displaced water. Okay, I can put a line between it, but again, remember, I think that in a scatter plot, since your data is not perfect, you want to do a line of best fit. I'm going to add a shape, line, and I'm going to move that line until it kind of intersects. Oops. Jeez, done it. Hit the line again. Okay, I'm having a little trouble with this here. Let's move this up. Let us select, aha, I've selected the line. There we go. So I'm going to put this line until it intersects all those points. At that point, you can save it, you're done. You have made a nice graph, and the title you can put either with the graph options, or I recommend you just put it in your Pages document as a text box or just some centered text. Alright, so that's how to graph one line, okay? And every line, remember, it has to have 2 components, an x and a y. Alright, and if you're trying to graph one component against another component, you should always be getting one line. If you're getting more than one line, you need to look at how the data is set up. And just again, as a reminder, let's edit the data. We'll flip it over, and you can see how this data was set up. One column of X, one column of Y. Okay? That's it.